Thank you, and thank you, Chairman Kim, for your opening remarks. And to all of our participants and to our distinguished speakers here this morning, thank you for being here. I'm humbled to be with our guest speakers in particular. On behalf of the G20 ICT Policy Network, let me welcome you and thank you each for being here. Let me also say a word of thanks to FKII and indeed all of our sponsors, but most especially our friends at FKI who've done such a fantastic job in hosting this. Thank you. The G20 ICT Policy Network actually is a public policy initiative of a 70-country federation called the World IT and Services Alliance, WITSA. And so this morning, let me also, as Deputy Chairman of WITSA, and on behalf of our Chairman, Dato Dani Koo of Malaysia, thank you again on behalf of WITSA for being here as well. It's a great privilege to be here in Seoul, as I mentioned, with our friends at FKI in particular. The G20 ICT Policy Network brings together some 15 national associations, including TechAmerica and FKII and many others, along with many global ICT companies, to come together to support the G20 policy agenda and to underscore that ICTs and innovation will be central to the success of that policy agenda. Third, we come together because we are positioned to help the G20 reach its important global goals. And it's most appropriate that we are having this forum today and the next step in the G20 ICT Policy Network here in Seoul, because Korea has been such a shining example to the world. We make the case that ICT and innovations will drive the smart and sustained growth that the G20 aspires to, and Korea is the example that has made the case. Korea has made the case as an economy. FKII provided us some data that was very interesting. It was only 1970, not all that long ago for some people in the room. The IT industry exports from Korea were only 5 million US. Today that's 121 billion. Unbelievable growth. 10% of the GDP of Korea driven by this. So Korea makes the case that the G20 ICT Policy Network wants to make as well, that ICTs and innovation drives success. It's also appropriate that we're here in Seoul because it is here in Korea that the innovation of the B20, the business leaders, was introduced. And so the G20 ICT Policy Network, representing business, congratulates Korea for that innovation, because our message is similar. We want to bring leaders from our industry in to support the G20 initiatives. Today's forum, I'm confident, will display in many arenas how ICT and innovation are central to the success of the G20 agenda. After today's forum, we will be taking that message through business leaders and also directly to government leaders to inform the G20 that this innovative sector has much more to offer. We believe that the G20 is the most important global policy-making body now in the world. We believe its policy goals are right, and we believe that all of the policy goals have a common denominator of ICT-led innovation. Therefore, we need as an industry to engage. We believe there is one piece missing, and later today we will issue a declaration for the G20 to create what we call a G20I, the innovation ministers for the G20, who can engage with the G20 leaders of each government, that also can engage with the business leaders to find out where innovation is going so that it might inform the policy process of the G20 and ultimately the success that the world so badly needs in terms of sustainable growth and other advances. So it is a great privilege for me on behalf of both WITSA and on behalf of TechAmerica to be here. It is a privilege to be here in Seoul, because Korea is such a shining example, and we look forward to a very successful forum. Thank you all.